the audacity meets us everywhere. There's especially much of it in public places, in communal areas, and where people are engaged in unpleasant but necessary work. What to do if you can't stand up to audacity? Here are some practical tips. If you're not confrontational, train yourself to speak up. If you freeze up when faced with audacity, rehearse a few phrases in advance to say to the offender. You might not be able to say them right away, but your wit will sharpen over time. You'll be able to put the audacious person in their place without trying to behave like them. Let go of guilt. Often people can't assert themselves when confronted with audacity because they feel guilty or believe those who are just using them. For example, a persistent and allegedly ill elderly woman on public transport, ready to fight to get a seat. A friend who doesn't hesitate to flirt with someone else's husband. Such examples can be found almost everywhere. To put such people in their place and free your inner defense and strength, stop considering yourself guilty before audacious people. Your rights have been violated. You've been treated rudely, wrongly, and unfairly, and it's not your fault. Those close to you may not forgive your cowardice and may suffer because of your inaction. So try to get rid of guilt and don't hesitate to put someone in their place if they cross boundaries. Those who feel impunity and power behave audaciously. Often they go on the offensive when they themselves behave improperly. In such cases, it's important not to hold back and let them know that you won't tolerate audacious behavior. When met with worthy resistance, such people retreat quite quickly. By the way, audacious people behave poorly with those who seem weak. After all, they won't pick fights with tough guys or audacious teenagers who behave indecently in public places, will they? Don't let anyone unnecessary into your life. To prevent audacity and rudeness, don't allow other people, even those closest to you, to boss you around. Often tyrants, anxious, and hysterical individuals start bossing others around, fearing they'll do something wrong. Guilt is the tension you feel when you want to change your past, present, or future for someone else, but that tension is yours. You can let it go. Richard Bach. A characteristic example is parent-child relationships, where anxious mothers don't let their children develop and show independence. If they can resist their audacity, everything is fine, although relationships between rude parents and children in such cases may be permanently damaged. Unfortunately, some parents find it difficult to understand that their child is an adult and independent person who can do more than they can imagine. If the child couldn't overcome their negative influence, they lose themselves and blur their personal boundaries. In this case, anyone but themselves becomes the master of their life. You can only resist someone else's audacity by showing independence and separating yourself from parental influence, especially if you disagree with it. Only in this case will you be able to put audacious people in their place, and then hardly anyone will dare to harm you. If you're not the master in your own house, you'll always have unwanted guests. Jewish proverb. There are many truths and sayings in Israel that are relevant at any time. Here's one of them, related to audacity and impudence of some individuals. Did you like the quote, or do you have something to add your observations? If yes, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.